It's time for January's price analysis video where we're going to take a look at the USDT chart, KSM, KMA, RMRK, and also the MOVR USDT charts. We're going to take a quick look at this just to kind of give you my thoughts on where the price could be going, both the positive side and the negative side, right? If it goes on the upside or on the downside. So we can see DOT is holding quite okay, 28.69 at the moment, quite volatile. As you can see, it's 28.70 sometimes. And it does fluctuate quite a lot, but of course we've got the 8-hour chart here, and the reason I'm on Kucoin is because we've also got KMA trading here and also RMRK, which I want to take a look at. Otherwise we could have looked on Binance directly. And also there's more history on the chart here for RMRK, for example, and for MOVR, which is one we'll take a look at as well. So yeah, as we can see here, we're holding quite okay. We had an attempt here to go to $32 here, but then we weren't able to break it. So because we did find some resistance right around this area here, as you can see, there's resistance here. All of these areas here are all going to be acting as resistance because they were previously resistance areas. Actually, if you look at it in the past, then we dropped below, they acted as support for a little bit, and then we managed to go up higher and hit a new all-time high for Polkadot, of course, when we got to those levels. But it does look like it's forming a head and shoulder formation here for DOT. At least this is the kind of thought that I'm getting here by the looks of it. Like this could have been the left shoulder, this would be the head, and then this would be the formation of the right shoulder, which does not necessarily have to be as high as the left shoulder, right? It doesn't have to get to $37. It could be smaller. They don't have to be exactly correct here, but as you can see, we were trying to form the right shoulder here, and we perhaps did form it, and now we're moving back down again. We are trying to push back up, but again, this could be stabilizing around this area for quite some time by the looks of it. But anyway, if we were to drop lower, we could be retesting 25. Okay, we've got some sort of support around 25 here, and then a lower than that would take us to around 17, which let's hope we're not going to see, right? But it is a possibility. We would have some support here around this area of $17 to $18, and then some support around this area here. So it would definitely hold, because as you can see, we did go as low as that, and we actually touched it when we had this huge drop here with this wick. So yeah, it looks like it's quite a good day today, right after we had a bit of a pullback from this right shoulder. But it's hard to say. It's hard to say how things are going to go. We could be moving back to the upside. We could be moving sideways for the next month or so, and then we could possibly see another upward momentum, right? But again, we were pretty bullish if you think about it, right? This was back in April when we had the push to the upside. We were doing so well for a much longer period of time before the dump, when we had the pullback, right, and everyone got super scared. Okay, this was in July when we went to as low as $13, which was absolutely cruel. But then we moved back up and we moved strong, as you can see here. So if we do manage to hold around this area here for a while and accumulate, just think about it, it would have been like this dump that we had here, except we're here. And now, which this would mean that we could potentially see even higher levels of maybe $65 to $70 on the next upside momentum for Polkadot. And remember that a lot of DOT are also getting locked up because of the auctions at the moment. So yeah, we have to see. So yeah, in the bullish scenario, I do think we could see $32 once again. That's going to act as resistance, and then if we manage to break that, we could see around the $40 range here. As you can see, $40 is possible as the next area of resistance, which we could encounter. But if we remain like this, then that's still okay, as long as we don't drop to 17. Next up, let's look at Kusama. Kusama is doing okay as well, $287. We had a bit of a push to the upside here. As you can see, we went to 330. It was a bullish momentum. Everyone was getting hyped up. Oh, we're going back up, you know, but in the end we didn't. In the end we did pull back down again. Now we're trying to make another way up, but it doesn't mean anything, because remember, here we had the same scenario, then we pulled back a little bit, as you can see, then we moved back up. Here we also had the same scenario. We started to move up a little bit, and then we still pulled down. So again, there's no guarantee here that we're accumulating. We could be moving lower. Anything is possible, right? But if we do go down, then $230 is possible. As you can see, we do have some resistance around this, some support around this area. It is formed. It's been forming for quite some time here, from back in July. So this could hold pretty okay, right, if we do drop lower, but let's hope we don't get to that. Again, we are touching support here on this area. If we look on the line here, we do have some support from this area here from back in February of 2021. So yeah, almost 1 year ago is when we were touching this the same price. So it's quite ironic if you think about it. But yeah, it's been quite a year, right? We had these massive bumps here, but Kusama just wasn't able to reach that same all-time high that we had reached around May of last year. But anyway, we'll see how things go. And then in the bullish scenario, we could be going to around 330, 340 once again. But again, remember, look, when we tried to get to it here, we weren't able to break past it because of this absolutely solid resistance that we formed here, which is rock solid because of the time frame. This is why I'm saying it's rock solid, because of the time frame. As you can see, it's been lasting for so long here, all the way from August of 2021 up to October of 2021 when we did actually go higher. So all of this solid resistance here is now going to be hard to break, but it depends, right? And I'm not seeing that much bullish momentum with the Kusama crowd loans. Okay, so we need to have some solid crowd loans out there, some new projects which are going to generate a lot of hype for people to actually buy in and then lock more Kusama. People of course would have to buy off the market and then to push the price up. So yeah, we'll have to see what happens. But even if we hold sideways for another while, I'm still okay with that personally. I think it's still a good price considering that we're getting so many free tokens for locking up our Kusama. Next up, let's look at KMA, but before we get into the details, I just want to take a short break to thank today's channel sponsors, French Connection Finance, and then we'll continue on to talk about KMA from Calamari. Thank you.
French Connection Finance, or FCF for short, is a crypto credit card and crypto payment gateway. Their card allows all crypto payments on e-commerce. Both the merchant and the retailer can benefit from it. FCF have 3 different products: FCF Pay, FCF World Connect, and FCF DeFi Wallet. FCF are also powered by the FCF crypto token. The FCF token can earn you real passive income paid in the BNB token. The FCF token is already created in a way to make the price increase with every transaction made on their FCF Pay product. 1.5% of all transactions are evenly split in 3 between the dividend pool, the liquidity pool, and for maintenance and development. FCF also offer their one-click integrated DEX directly from their website by simply connecting to your MetaMask wallet, choosing the blockchain from the wide range available such as Ethereum, Polygon, Binance Smart Chain, Moonriver, Avalanche, and more, or alternatively from PancakeSwap or one of the centralized exchanges that have listed them. For more details, please check FrenchConnection.finance from the description of this video. Thank you for watching.
To look at KMA from Calamari, it's not doing too great, right? It's just holding above 1.8 cents. As you can see here, it's way off the target from what we used to have, but it did have some attempts, right? You can see there was some momentum here which pretty much fooled us, right, if you think about it, because we went up to 2.4 cents here. Maybe some people were eagerly waiting to get the heck out, people that didn't sell at the beginning on day one, and they were obviously let down with the price, or maybe even people that have been accumulating from around the 1.3 cents area here. When they saw 2 cents, 2.3 cents, of course they insta dumped, and as you can see here, we insta dumped to 1.5. We had another attempt to go back up here with at over 2 cents. Then we dumped again, but not so much now as we're accumulating. So we'll have to see if there is momentum. I think that until Calamari are going to launch MariPay or MariSwap, we're not going to see much more momentum here. There's also no staking for Calamari at the moment, so because of that, there's just no demand, no buying demand, right? Like, why would people buy if they cannot stake, if then I cannot generate anything, if they can't use the token for anything, if it has no utility right now? So we need to see utility. So they're developing, but for now there's no utility, so therefore no demand for buying. It's just going to be trading sideways in my opinion. But if we were to go up, we do have some support here. We do have some resistance around this area of 2 cents. So as you can see, it tried multiple times to get to it and to break it, and we're just struggling. And the reason I'm saying that is because if we look here at this chart, let me see if I can zoom in, we could see here that 2 cents is the area of resistance now, because there was acting as support in the past when we had the dump, when we had the sell-off. But again, we don't have enough historical data here to justify it, but it still could act as resistance. So that's why we're seeing a struggle around this area, because It is hard to break, but once we break past it, then as you can see, 3 cents could be the next nice area of resistance, which would be around here. As you can see, all these lines here underneath the bars. Okay, so could we see 3 cents again? Yeah, it's possible, but we need to see the products launch. Without a product, Calamari is just going to be trading sideways, in my opinion, and it's just a hold and forget type of token, right? Hold for the long term, probably for another couple of months to see what happens. But nevertheless, if you did get into the crowd loan, I mean, you're going to get free tokens anyway, so you don't really care. You're just going to hold. The next unlock is due sometime in January. I did cover the information in a video, in a news video a while back, when they distributed the KMA token. They unlocked about 45%, I think it was, of the tokens to us on TG at TG at the token generation event, and the rest will be unlocked in batches every 8 weeks. We're going to get about 11% of our remaining supply with each unlock. So yeah, we'll have to see how things go, but when we get the next unlock, if we don't manage to maybe get to like 2.5 cents, I would expect another dump as people will be selling the next unlock for profit. This is just my assumption here. So next, let's talk about RMRK. RMRK has been doing pretty well, but even so, I mean, compared to the $69 all-time high, as you can see, it's been holding well, or this area of support here has been trading around this area of support. The Canary birds have been doing really well. I know they've had some event as well for Christmas where they were giving gift boxes, etc., but there was no real utility for that event for the RMRK token. So until they generate utility for the RMRK token, we could potentially see RMRK trade sideways for another while, as the market is still in a kind of bearish trend. If you think about it, there's nothing bullish about the market at the moment with Bitcoin around 47,000. It's like there's no motivation for people to buy. Those who bought already bought, who wanted to buy already bought, right? So I'm just not seeing that kind of motivation here to get in unless people already got in, like I said. So yeah, that's why I think it's going to be trading sideways for a while. New people are likely going to get in once the metaverse launches, okay? And that's due to happen in Q1 of this year, as per Bruno from RMRK. So once that happens, I would expect RMRK to take off once again. Now, if Bitcoin dumps to 40K, for example, then of course RMRK is not going to make it here. We are trading sideways. This support area is just not going to hold if Bitcoin takes a plunge. We are going to break below for sure. And the problem with RMRK is that it went up so fast, so quickly, that it's when it dumps. I mean, if this area of support is broken, we're in big trouble. I mean, we're talking $20 here. There's just no other area of support here. It would just be amaze me to see it hold any higher than $20 if we're to break below it, right? I just don't see that happening, right? We are at the support area here. It's a danger zone. It's a danger zone. It's a good buy zone if you're trading because you're assuming this could go up. But if Bitcoin dumps further, then it's the danger zone, and you could see $20 easily, and even $14. I mean, the best area of support, the safest area of support for RMRK is actually $12.80, $13, as you can see here, this area here and this area here, because we've been forming this for such a long period of time that this is absolutely solid support here if we were to dump. But again, this is assuming that we're going to break below this. Okay, as long as things are okay with RMRK, as long as Bitcoin holds okay and doesn't dump on us, then we should see RMRK hold quite okay on 32. And if it does pump, the next time it pumps, it should be even stronger because it's been accumulating here for so long. And then of course, this is going to be a solid area of support, which is going to hold for future dumps. Next, let's talk about Moonriver here. So Moonriver is trading close to $200 here. I'm quite okay with that price. I was worried we're going to see $100 for Moonriver here as more and more MOVR are getting unlocked and people are selling for profit. People were selling for the Christmas period. People have already sold. I think a lot of people have already sold. As you can see, the sell-off started because I was planning to sell in early December. I was expecting a dump in December as people were on, selling to pay their taxes, especially in some countries like US, for example. I know that they have to sell in December to pay their taxes for that year. I think they pay them in January or so, and other countries follow a similar model as well. So because of that, holders of this token would be selling it, and not just this token but any other crypto, right? Just to be able to pay off their taxes and to take out profit as well because of the festive season. So yeah, I was expecting that to happen. I was just not expecting it to happen in mid to late November. I was expecting it to happen in early December. So because I didn't sell on time, I also got caught in this dump, unfortunately, which happened exactly then, right? As you can see here, just at the end of November, we started to dump, and then by December, we're already down a lot. So the key here for next year, or for this year, I should say, for 2022, is to prepare sometime in November, right? If we're going to be doing well in the market, if the market's going to pump, let's say MOVR is going to be $500 or $600 by November of this year, then prepare to sell that MOVR in advance for stable coins before the December dump, to not get caught in the December dump once again. So perhaps even prepare your sells sometime in mid-November, just to be on the safe side, right? If you see massive pumps. Of course, if you see a massive pump in October, consider even maybe selling some for stable coins in October to be on the safe side, because that December dump is inevitable and it could come sooner as well. Okay, so lesson learned from that side. And again, the same happened in 2020. At the end of 2020 to 2021, we had that massive dump, and then we started to pick back up around February. I think it was February to March is when we started to pick back up. So yeah, just to get back to the TA here, we could see here we had this nice pop to $230, okay, but it didn't hold, it dumped again. So why is that? Well, it's because we have resistance here around this area here of 230 to 235. As you can see, this little bit of support of resistance here, which used to be support in the past, is hard to break, but once broken, again, we could see higher levels. And the next higher level is $300 here, which is again going to act as quite a strong resistance here, possibly even stronger than this $200 resistance. So it needs more momentum. I think we need to see metaverses launch on Moonriver in order for us to really break past that resistance. Until that happens, it's going to struggle. But Rome so far, Rome the project, which is doing quite okay. I'm not going to look at the price chart for Rome in this video, but that actually went to $500. Now it's trading around 460 to 470, which is doing quite okay considering it dumped to 160, which was quite a harsh dump. I was afraid to buy more at that price, but it is what it is, right? I'm compounding. I almost doubled my stake since the beginning of December, so I'm happy with that personally. But yeah, I mean, could we go lower for MOVR? Sure, we could. Depending on the sentiment, depending on how people are feeling. But we've been accumulating at this area for so long that I'm just hoping, as long as Bitcoin doesn't dump, I'm hoping that we could potentially stick around this area, accumulate more, and then move up once again to break past $400 and go into the bullish momentum. And if MOVR breaks $400 once again, I am personally going to exit MOVR with a larger position into stable coins. And I'm going to hold some MOVR because I'm still getting a lot more from the unlocks, of course, until May, and so are you if you've contributed to the crowd loans. We've got until the 13th of May. We're constantly getting those unlocks. So, I mean, we're not in panic mode when it comes to being out of MOVR. If MOVR does well, we're still going to get a lot of MOVR. So, yeah, pretty good. Pretty happy with that anyway. So, yeah, I've just been compounding MOVR so far. I have not been selling the staking rewards yet. I'll have to see how things go. Like I said, if it goes to $400, I'm not going to think twice about selling over 50% of my MOVR that I've been compounding, just to stay in stable coins and be on the safe side and not give it all back should something harsh happen to the market, just to be, just to be safe. You got to think about it this way. So yeah, that's been it from today's video. It's more of a price analysis and fundamental analysis because I like to combine the two. I don't like to draw all kinds of lines on the chart. I just like to keep it simple using support and resistance. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think of the market sentiment? When do you think we could see a recovery? Could it be this month in January? Could it be in February? Or could it be even later in the spring that we're going to see a recovery? Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.